Stonebraker, and he does stuff, yeah. Feel the hum of the wheels out there. Not perfect, but he dares to dream. Hit that subscribe, make that bell scream.
Hello, once again, YouTube. Stonebraker does stuff on the e-bike on a gorgeous July 4th, 2025. And I promise you, I'm actually riding on July 4th, 2025. Probably the first time I've ever posted videos that have the same date on the ride. So anyways, a little after 8 o'clock, 8:11 actually. About that perfect time of day in the summer where the humidity's gone down. It was about 92 today, but the sun's gone down a little bit, so we still got about an hour of daylight. And I really, thought, let me try to get a little ride in, just because I do have a little frustrations and some thoughts that I just want to get out there. And I thought about giving this a few days, and seeing what happens before I make a video, but it was on my mind, so I figured why not. But what I want to talk about today, and I promise you this will not go 20 minutes, is some frustrations I'm having currently with the Favoto Flurry, specifically trying to get it fixed. So basically, I was out on the bike and it died. No pedal assist, no throttle, none of the good stuff. It was basically a dead e-bike. I turned it off, I turned it back on, it fixed it right away. Same thing happened. The all pedal assist gone, no throttle. I had issues with it later that night. I kept trying to see what, maybe something in the settings. I trying to figure out what might have caused that. And the next day I went out and I did the same thing. If you turn it off and turn it back on, it'll work. It'll allow you to ride it, but you never know when it's going to die again. So for example, I went out on the bike Tuesday and rode 6 miles. Absolutely no problem. I thought, okay, it's fixed, no big deal. And then I had my sister went out and she rode it. She rode it, no problems. And then I went to ride it home, and wouldn't you know, it died right away. So something definitely was going on. I should have known. There were some warning signs. First off, if you could possibly give a firm handshake to someone you respect, I was giving that e-bike the firmest handshake. Like, I had my hand out there. I was so proud of it. I loved it. It was cheap. I loved the handlebars. I had what I thought was no issues with it. So I was literally giving it the firmest thumbs up handshake that a 40-year-old man like myself could possibly give an e-bike company, a Chinese e-bike company that obviously they didn't deserve. But there was warning signs even before I bought the bike. So I tried to buy that bike about a year and a half ago. It was one of the bikes I was looking at, and I couldn't buy it. My card kept declining. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I had money, I had funds available, and because I couldn't buy it about a year and a half ago, I went a different route on e-bikes. I bought a different bike. So then, fast forward 8 weeks ago, and I was kind of interested in getting a bike again, and happened to come across the Favoto Flurry 2.0. Tried to order it on the website again, same issue. Spoke to their customer service, which of course, on their website, it's a WhatsApp number. But I did get some lady in the United States, some company that does customer service for them, I'm not for sure. But I eventually talked to a guy there who, kind of in a small world, was from about an hour north of where I live, which, is pretty cool. He's a nice guy. But long story short, I was not able to get it to go through. I had to go to Amazon. Luckily, they had the bike on Amazon. No problems on Amazon. So bike got delivered quick. First thing I should have seen, besides not being able to order it from the website, is it was supposed to come with a chain lock and a phone holder. I could have cared less. I have no need for a chain lock. I kind of do now because I've got a bike rack and I'm gonna, I go to other places, but I don't really need the chain lock here, and I didn't need phone holder because I've got the Gub. But I just thought, like, you know, maybe I should get it. So I had to email them and like, oh, we forgot or whatever. We'll send them to you. Well, they forgot like 2 times. Eventually I did get it. So that was like, I should have seen that. And then one thing I've noticed on the bike, and I didn't really talk about it because I just thought it was just, maybe it was me or something, is pedal assist 1 and pedal assist 2 didn't work. Or they worked, but they didn't function properly. I just kind of ignored it and I kept it in pedal assist 3 or pedaled harder in pedal assist 2. But let's get past this person up here. I think they're on an e-bike too. Hello. So, you know, I just kind of ignored that and I just thought, okay, maybe this is just one of these bikes that pedal assist 1 and 2, there's just not much of assistance, but I found out it was not working properly. But I ignored it and I kept riding the bike, usually in pedal assist 3, and I also noticed that the more I rode it, like, the squeakier it got. It just, you know, it's a $759 e-bike, so I understand you're not getting top of the line parts. But like the crank was just really loud. It just felt really cheap and really generic, which I guess maybe it was. But again, I kind of ignored that again because I didn't have any major issues. As long as I could ride the e-bike, I was comfortable. Again, the handlebars I love. I like the collar. I was okay with it. Well, that was like the final straw when it wasn't working. So I'm super understanding. I understand things happen, you know. That's why you have things like warranties, right? So I contacted them and I explained the situation. Again, me being understanding, I sent an email. They're in China. I think there's a 12-hour time difference between where I live and China. So you send an email, you know, sometimes you gotta wait a couple of days to get a response. No big deal. So I sent them a very detailed email with my screenshot of my order, my invoice number from Amazon, pictures of the bike, pictures of all the hookups, making sure nothing was loose. I gave them a detailed description of what was happening. I also sent pictures of, like I said, all the cables and stuff. And I told them, okay, I checked the brake cable. I checked the cables coming from the front brakes. I checked the motor cable. I took out the controller in the frame and I made sure all those connections were good. So I pretty much did all the troubleshooting. I even sent them, had them watch the video where it died. I was like, here's the video, start watching it 20 minutes and 20 seconds. So I sent all that, and their first response was, the bike needs reprogramming. So they said what they were gonna do is they were gonna create a video, and there's a special cable that they have to send me. And I looked up, they didn't tell me what it is, but I looked it up. I think it's like a USB to serial or something like that. I think that was the name of it. And they said it's easy to do. I just basically connect one end to the controller, and then I'm assuming I connect the USB portion to the PC, and I somehow update it. That kind of seemed weird to me because I've only had this bike 6 weeks, so still under warranty. I questioned them. I'm like, okay, I have a feeling like from everything I've read online, everything I've seen posted, every video I've watched, I think it's the controller. Why would it need reprogramming if it's 6 weeks old? I didn't think that was right. I thought it's just maybe it needs a new controller. But they said, nope, give us a couple days. I thought, okay. So I got an email this morning, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. I'll just do a really quick summary. Basically, they're stating that that method is not gonna work. So they are offering me a $300 reimbursement. So keep in mind, the e-bike, you can't ride it. It's not dependable. You have no idea how long it's not rideable. You don't even want to try to ride it if it's not going to be lasting more than a couple miles. So their idea is, instead of sending me a controller or more troubleshooting, they're going to reimburse me $300. So what am I supposed to do with this $300? The bike did not cost $300. Are they assuming that it needs a new controller and they're going to reimburse me and I have to pay it? So I have to buy the controller, which I'm not an e-bike expert. You know, I barely know how to put the same matching socks on, and today I realized I didn't even got matching socks on. So I don't know, there's always a possibility that I buy the wrong controller. Something, you know, there's a lot of things that could happen. Or is it, and then how am I going to put it in? So do I assume it's the controller again? This is me just like assuming based on what the bike is doing and based on what I've read online. So I have to buy a controller myself, and then what do? I don't know how to put it in. So I have to find a bike shop, which, God forbid, when I had issues with the very first e-bike I ever bought, I had to drive 3.5 hours to drop it off and 3.5 hours back. So I had 7 hours of driving just to take it to a shop that would work on e-bikes. Now, I do know for sure there are places closer now. I've realized that. There's a place about an hour away, and then I have some places probably around Indianapolis, you know, a little over an hour away. But like, they're really backed up. So I called the closest place, and they said, yeah, we can look at it, but we'll call you when we have availability. So I can't like schedule a time and say, hey, can I bring it in next Friday? No, they don't do that. It's as soon as they have availability to work on something like that, they call you and let you know. He said his best guess would be about 6 weeks. So that was never mind that. So that kind of frustrated me. And then, you know, you got to find time off of work to take it there, and you know, they charge to, obviously they're going to charge to do the work and fix everything. So I highly doubt $300 would cover the cost of everything. It's just ridiculous. So I emailed them back. It was like, LOL, no, I don't accept this offer. What am I supposed to do with $300? The bike did not cost $300. I've had this bike. It was delivered on May 15th. I ordered it on May 6th, so I've had it less than 2 months. Your warranty covers the controller. Yeah, so it's not acceptable. So now I'm just waiting to hear back, and I'm actually really angry now. I should have seen the signs. I know a lot of people are just gonna say, well, that's what you get for buying a cheap Amazon Chinese e-bike, yada, yada, yada. Well, I've bought a lot of, you know, cheap e-bikes, and I've never had an issue like that. So, not for sure what the next step will be, but I'm fully expecting them to either reimburse me the whole amount and require me to send the bike back, which is also going to be a pain in the ass, because who keeps those boxes for 2 months, you know? So I have to figure out a way to get a big enough box to fit it in, send it back to them, which just a hassle. And then am I going to have to pay shipping? Are they paying shipping? Or, you know, they're going to send me another controller, or they're going to just send me a new bike. And I almost don't even want a new bike, because now, like I said, I've had all these signs about this bike, and I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, things can happen when they're putting the bikes together and shipping and stuff, but who knows? I just have a feeling that this is going to be a big headache, and it's going to be something that just really, really annoys me and kind of puts me off from e-bikes, which is sad, because all the e-bikes I've had, I've never dealt with an issue like that. You know, I've never had an issue with the e-bike just not doing what it's supposed to. I'm trying not to, because it really does. That one issue makes me not want to have anything to do with any of my e-bikes, which is a shame, because this beautiful Mach Wheel Basalt 2.0, absolutely flawless, Well, except that back rack hitting these bumps. I thought maybe I'd fix that, but I guess not. So yeah, just a little bit of a rant here. I don't know, but with some better news here, and it sucks this is happening now because, again, like I said, it just makes me not even want to even think about e-bikes right now. My new e-bike I ordered will be here Monday, according to the FedEx World man. It's supposed to be delivered Monday, and it will be a super quick unboxing. I may even put a little video of me unboxing it because it literally is going to take like 5 minutes. And I've watched a few videos of it. I've like I said, I had actually thought about buying this bike too. I like going back to bikes that I've looked at and bikes I've seen reviews on. Favoto, I didn't do that, my bad. Actually, there was one video, and it was one of these influencers that got the bike free, and she had a lot of views, but it was because she was an attractive female, not a middle-aged man like myself, and you can definitely tell it was a paid advertisement, pretty much. It was the exact same bike I bought too, same collar, the same version of the Favoto, because they do have a step over version in red. So I did see one of her videos, but yeah, I mean, she was like, oh, this is great, and you know, I'm sure she rode it 3 miles. I don't know. I probably won't touch. Oh, you son of a bitch. What? Well, we looks like we're going back this way. They must have all that marked off, because that is around the area where they do the light the fireworks, guys. But all I can smell right now is just fireworks. Everybody letting them off, and you can see the smoke in some places, and you just got that smell. They're rocking out. Oh yeah, people already lining up. Still like an hour and a half away. Man, dude's like out in the middle of the road there. All right, guys, so definitely I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Again, I appreciate you guys kind of allowing me to vent a little bit, and also keep you guys up to date on what's going on with the bikes. And, you know, I may just get home and I may just throw the Favoto in the trash, set it on fire, throw it to the bottom of the river, and say sayonara. That might be, you know, a little too forward acting, but we'll see what happens. But have a good 4th, guys. Hopefully you didn't lose any fingers, anything like that. Keep watching. I'll have more videos coming up, and I'll see you in the next one.